Hello, Flosstube stitchy friends. How are you today? It is Friday, the December of 6th. Oh boy, I think that's how it's going to go. The 6th of December, it's 30 degrees, and it's supposed to snow again. We had supposedly a big snowstorm on Wednesday, closed all the schools and all the highways, but it was kind of spotty. We didn't get that much, but some places got a lot. Now that you've tuned in for the weather report in a place where you don't live, let's get on with it. I did a live stream last Friday night, a week ago. I posted it on the community page, and I think I posted it somewhere else. Instagram? And like 50 some people joined, and we had a good chat. It was fun, and I haven't rewatched it, so I have no idea if it's worth watching other than participating in it live. But if you missed it and feel bad that you missed it, I encourage you to make sure your notifications are turned on for that. First, that you're subscribed and that you have notifications set to all. That way, if I post another scheduled live, you'll know about it. Or if I go live, you'll know when it happens. You'll get notified on your YouTube little red naggy numbers. That's what I call them, the red naggy numbers. So I might do that again. We're in the run-up to Christmas now, so I'm sure you're busy, even if I'm not. It was fun. So thank you if you joined me. So I made my pile of projects that I made progress on. And it's a pretty good pile, but the progress doesn't look like much when I compare it to previous. I went back to previous videos and tried to capture a picture of where I was last time I showed it to you, just to, prove something. Is that helpful for you to see where it was last time, or you just want to see what I got up to? I would appreciate knowing whether those pictures of previous status matter to you. Anyway, I felt like I worked a lot harder than the evidence shows I did. But then I did spend Sunday afternoon with one of my grandsons and his girlfriend. They wanted to learn how to repair blue jeans. He had acquired some jeans from his dad, I think, that had all kinds of holes and not in places where he wanted them to have holes. And so I showed him how to use iron-on patches and how to use a sewing machine and how to do a little hand stitching. And I put a new button on one of the pairs of jeans and tried to fix a zipper on another, but that was hopeless. So that was fun. I hope that they have a lot of fun fixing up their jeans to make them exactly the way they want. The other thing I worked on was I finally inventoried all of my floss. And not only did I inventory it, I have it in a relational database with all of my projects so that I can, if I start a new project or I need floss of a particular color, I can go to the floss table and search on it, and it'll tell me if I have it or not, and if I have it, how much I have and where it is. Like, is it in my master set, which is right there? It's not much of a master set. It's maybe half the colors. But is it there or is it in a project? And if it's in a project, I can go snitch some of it, because when's the last time you used a whole skein of floss for one project? Well, okay, you had a big red house, but most of the time you just need some. So I might do a little video at the end showing you I did it in Airtable, which is an online relational database utility platform thing. And they also have an app. You can get a paid version, but the pro version does everything I need it to do, which is lets you have up to 1,000 records in one what they call base, which is a group of tables, and very easy to connect things. If you ever use Microsoft Access, it's actually easier than that. So I'm pretty excited. Oh, and if let's say I put in a new project and I'm listing the floss that the project calls for, and I don't have it, I can add it to a shopping list automatically. That's way too geeky, but I'll put that information at the end. I'll do a little screen share and show you a video of how my Airtable works. So I did spend a lot of time on that, but it's something I've wanted to do since I got more than 2 projects. So, tonight is the Jingle Ball. Tonight, December 6th, is the start of the Jingle Ball. And I just keep thinking, I hope Steph and her crew and her husband are doing okay. Because it's got to be bitey. I have put on some large events that require a lot of planning and logistics. And I know that, well, you reach a point where you just say, okay, I've done all I can just turn on the switch and let it rip and deal with problems as they come up. But I can't imagine there'll be any problems worth being concerned about because, I mean, for us, because, it's cross-stitch and it's hanging out with friends. So if you're there, I'll be there tonight, off and on all weekend. So if you see me in a stitching room, be sure to say hi. Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, well, you'll see one of my projects. I'm ready for that project to be my stitch at the Jingle Ball. So, because it's not hard, right? Got some fill-in ready. Okay, should we talk about my whips? I'm kind of curious myself now that I made the pile. Okay, first, I'm sorry, I shouldn't tease. Here we have that wonderful old classic, which no one is doing but me, repeating floral. Most of my progress here has been on fill in the background. But here and there I added some little bits so that I had a boundary for the background, right? I think next I'll head up here and do this flower. This flower. That's an attractive little string, isn't it? Good Lord. Repeating floral, which is a free pattern from antiquepatternlibrary.net. And I'm just going to keep growing it until it fills up this piece of cloth and then stop. But I enjoy it. I really do, because it's a mixture of filling in one color. This is actually 2 or 3 shades of green in here. Can you see that? There, now you can see that it's several shades of green. So I'm enjoying it. And you can see I did make some progress. So that is repeating floral. I enjoy that. Mainly because I'm just so proud of myself for being clever. No. Oh, I made progress on this. This is what I call Rocinante. If you recall, my husband is addicted, is not an unfair word, to the program on Amazon Prime called The Expanse, based on the books by, I'll put it in here. I'll put in the name of who the books are by. It's 2 guys that write together as one author. But I made a lot of progress on Rocinante. So this, again, is supposed to be the outside of a spaceship. And they had a pinup girl painted on the outside of their spaceship with the name of the ship. And I got the I finished and the N finished. And now I'm starting the A. And I did a little bit of the blanket. So this woman is holding a blanket up to her bosom. And this is her armpit. So that is really moving along at 3 times light speed or something. I don't know. But I don't think I'll get it done for Christmas for Kurt, but you never know. I go in spurts. I'll work on it like 3 or 4 hours in one day. And then I don't touch it again for a week. The colors are kind of subdued, but, it's outer space. What are you going to do? That is my progress on Rocinante. Here's some, I'll just show you some lack of progress. So the final installment of the Fox and Rabbit Sal, Faith, Hope, Love was released, and I downloaded it. Do you think they'll do one next year? If they do, I hope so, because I've made so much progress on this one. To be fair, I did not start when it started. And you could recall, here's what it looked like last time. Ding. Remember, I'm the one who puts a little ding up so you know when to look up. And so, yeah, that's where I was last time. And this time, I have this. Apparently, I'm not feeling this right now. I have another red project that may be taking up all my red project energy. Is that a thing? Red project energy. I feel like that should be a thing. So that is Faith, Hope, Love by Fox and Rabbit, their 2024 Stitch Along. Quick, before the end of December, download that pattern if you want it. I will put a link in the description box. Here is what I plan to work on tonight at the Jingle Ball. It is my kit from Design Works Flower Market, Paris Flower Market. And what I did was, I'll show you what it looked like last time. I had just started on the letters so this has a big border at the bottom. And I had just started on the letters that said France, and now I have Paris too. But here's the thing. I don't know what I started over there. But all around these letters is a whole bunch of black. So now I'm ready to fill in all that black around it. I think it is 2 rows above and 3 rows below. 4 rows above. So yeah, I could stitch black to my heart's content on Flower Market. Now that I have those letters in there, I can just fill in all the black around it. I think it goes over to like the middle. Yeah, I'll have to quit right here when I get to that vase. Don't let me just fill right in all the way across. Keep an eye on me tonight. If you see me, ask me how my Flower Market stitch is going. What's this? Oh, do you ever have a project where you're excited about it and you start it and you're like, oh, that's not right. Wrong fabric, wrong number of strands. It just doesn't, so you start it again and you frog it and you start it again, and I don't know if I'm there yet on this one. Yeah, I'm not going to start it again. I've started it 3 times. This is Moroccan Lanterns. And that is by who? Vivsters? Is it Vivsters? Why don't I know? Yes, Vivian Powers. Vivsters Etsy shop. It's just so full of color. Now, Moroccan art or lanterns in general, I wouldn't have said was right up my street, but I just loved all the colors. I loved all the colors and I wanted it. So I started it 3 times, and I think I finally found the right combination. So what I'm stitching this on is 100% cotton thrift store dish towel. This is cotton, not linen, but I noticed that it had a very even weave. And if I did the black in one strand, it was too lacy. But if I do the colors in 2 strands, they're too puffy. So I'm doing 2 strands of black and 1 strand of the color. And so far, that's working out. What do you think? So, let me show you the colors here. Wow. Well, you saw the picture. But look. Look at the colors. I don't even think that's all of them. I think I'm missing some oranges. So this is the only project that I haven't put on my bobbin drops yet. I've got a couple. So bobbin drops is what I'm calling my method of storing floss. Right? So I take the regular cardboard bobbins and I put an extra hole in them. And then I cut my thread into 1 meter lengths. 1 meter lengths. So if you take all the floss out of the skein, carefully, don't tangle it, and then you fold it 3 times, you get 8 1 meter pieces. 1 meter pieces out of it. And 1 meter folded in half is about the right length for me. It's a little past my elbow. The embroidery experts say your working thread shouldn't be longer than your forearm to avoid fraying and tangling and all that stuff. But I say, who wants to rethread that often? So 20 inches is about half a meter. 19.5. Don't do the metric math on me. And so I fold it 3 times and I cut it all the loops and I end up with 8 1 meter pieces. And I load them on my little floss bobbin, and that's how I store my floss. And then I let it get all tangled as though I live with a cat, but it's really just me. So that is Moroccan lanterns and a nice little rabbit hole side trip. But I like the boldness of the 2 strands of black, and I get just enough of the color, and it fits. It's not too crowded in this thrift store cotton dish towel. I still have not ordered those linen dish towels from Amazon, but I'm going to. I'm finishing my Christmas shopping this weekend, so I'll have one last Amazon order on Monday, and then I'm going to throw some in, as long as you're spending money, you might as well spend more. Then I'll let you know how those linen dish towels work. They come in great colors, or you could dye them. Okay, here's my, what did I say? Red Project Energy that I used it all up. This is from Reflet de Soie, a pattern that I got out of the Gift of Stitching magazine, digital versions, which I bought all of their all of their issues. And I found this red letter sampler, Ella Brode, by Isabella Marabrod. Wow. Let's just read the screen, shall we? And here's where I was last time, if you care. And I told you I wanted to get to the fancy letters, didn't I? So here's where I am now. This is a border right here, but just a smidge of one between the 2 sets of letters. I did the AB and the NO, and then you see I have half of a very fancy A right there. Over there. Oh. Camera work is hard. So I think it's great fun to just go wherever you want to go. I really wanted to get to the fancy A. When I get the fancy A done, I might go back to the top and be a good girl and do the sampler's letters as they appear. So as you know, I have a new boyfriend called Saga from Long Dog Samplers, because my last boyfriend, I think he got accepted to med school in Singapore and moved there. And I don't do long distance, because long distance romances, there's no one around to kill spiders. So I got a new boyfriend, and I'm doing Saga in 5 rows. Each row will be to commemorate or memorialize, only 2 of them are deceased, 5 generations of women in my family with me in the middle, my daughter and granddaughters, and my mother and my grandmother. So here's where I was when I started it last time. And I'm progressing pretty well on page 2. And there's a great variety of motifs and geometrics, and it's just really fun. So here's where I am right now. So the little green tree and the initials JAS, that is for my grandmother, Jessie Agnes Smith. And that's probably all the color I'm going to put in this row. I'm not sure. If I get struck by something, I just might do more. But there's isn't this windmill great in the bottom there? Do you see it? The windmill? Oh, well, you can see a windmill. You don't need me to point it out. That was a lot of fun to stitch. So I will just keep humming along. So this is the cheap Ada that I bought on Amazon. I got a huge piece, of which this is just a part. I think it was like 59 by 60 inches of 18 count white Ada. And it's very stiff, as you would expect. See how nice and stiff that is? But this part up here, because I've been stitching mostly in hand, it's just really super soft because I've been playing with it. So I'm pleased. I might order a giant piece of, they have cream or ecru. I'm not sure what color it really is, but in case I want more. just in case they stop making it. No, that's not going to happen. So that is Saga. As you know, my plans stay the same that I talked about last time. December 21st, I'm going to start 4 seasons. That is a stitch along that Sewmesarah and Jackie of Comfort Stitching. They're both doing that. Winter starting December 21st, and then spring starting in March, and so on with the equinoxes and the solstice. Someone look that up, please. January 10th, I think, is the start of the Across the Pond Facebook group. We're doing la-di-da, 1 stitch at a time. That is all kitted up and ready. I still haven't bought Let Freedom Ring. I really want to do it. I'm spending a lot of money on other things right now, so. But I have found the fabric I'm going to do it on. And I'll probably just order the pattern from 123 Stitch and get all the floss, because there's some variegated overdyed flosses that I have to include probably for the building. I think it uses General Arts or something. But I am going to do it, and I want to start that on January 4th. So stay tuned. I do want to thank a few people for shout-outs. Debbie of Stitching in South Jersey mentioned me today. I was listening to her latest Flosstube. Mostly I'm listening to Debbie because I'm waiting for her to say sweater weather in her South Jersey accent. It's so fun. But thank you, Debbie, for tuning in to Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole. Memphis Sarah E., I'm guessing her name is Sarah, who's also doing Let Freedom Ring, by the way, but she's already started it. She gave me a shout out and a mention. Uplift Stitches, which is a duo. I love a duo. There's so much interaction, and people just say, or no, or I don't remember. All those things that I just have to say to you and wait for you to answer. Uplift Stitches is Melanie and Michael. So tune into them. Also, Stitchy Witchy Bee watched Heidi, and the Stitching Owl. Hello. And Cross Stitch Jess. Thank you so much for watching and mentioning my channel on your Flosstube. So kind. Really appreciate it. And best of all, I found new people to watch. So that's great. Links to all those channels are in the box below. So before we go to the screen share of my Airtable demonstration, which, you can bail out if you want to. But if you really are dying to figure out how to organize your floss. Anyway, before we do that, let's look at a few. Remember, I told you I had some old charts, and I wanted to share them with you. When I get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a giveaway, which, it's very traditional around Flosstube to share the love of things you have with other people. And what I'm going to do is I'm kind of building a little prize package. And when I get to 2,000, I'll announce what that giveaway it is. But I think that I'm going to include some of these vintage charts just for fun in that prize package. So I would like you to, of the ones I'm showing today, if you could comment below which one of these you think I should include in the prize package. So today is not a giveaway, but which one of these would you like to see in a future giveaway? Does that make sense? This first one is an Alma Lynn Designs from 1995, and it's called Cat Lover. It has 2 patterns, both this one with the, oh my goodness, look at that draped cat. Or this one, I don't know, is it Halloween for cats? There's a cat as an angel and as a ballerina. Interesting. Little farmer cat. So if you're a cat lover, you might want to see that in a future prize package. The next one is from Fancy That Designs from 1995, and it is called Farmer Hare. Let me get very close so you can see it. Farmer Hare. So it's a big rabbit, or hair, dressed up like a farmer. But so this chart from '90s, this is actually a photograph. So they would take a picture of their design stitched and then develop the photograph and then stick that on their chart. It had to be a much more cost-effective way of having photos of your patterns rather than printing a 4-colored chart, because this is like one color. It's called one color of ink on a color of paper is one color printing. It's so much more affordable. So that's a photograph of farmer hair from Fancy That. Is that something you want to stitch? Here is from Pincushions Aplenty 3. Oh, it's called Pincushions Aplenty version 3 from Homespun Elegance from 2005. Ooh, this is recent. Do you like to do pincushions? Those are pretty. So you get 3, let me make sure, 3 charts for the pincushions and finishing instructions. I don't think I'll ever do a pincushion. Here is from, designed by Sandra Sullivan, Purely Samplers Collection. Oh, it's got a cute little house. It's supposed to have buttons and charms, but of course we don't have those. With hearts, what's it called? Thanks for our family. With hearts as happy as can be, we give thanks for our family. And then you could put in your name and the year. Designed by Sandra Sullivan. How big is that? The finished design is 3 3/8 by 9 inches, so not very. This is so interesting. Homespun Elegance. And it's a big fold-out chart. The chart's on the side. You can't see it. But it's from 1984, and it's a reproduction sampler 1 called Unfinished. First, I'm going to show you the original sampler, and then I'll show you the model stitch. So here's what it says about it. Now, some of you, that's going to appeal to you, and other people will be like, I don't like all those gaps. So we know nothing about the origin or age of the sampler, but we think it might be Pennsylvania German because of the designs. Probably a marking sampler to refer to your alphabet, to mark household linens and so on. The sampler is copied as it appears today with incomplete designs and missing stitches. It's fun to wonder why she never finished it. I hope it wasn't like the Black Death or something. And to imagine what other motifs she might have been intending to add. So Unfinished is the name of this reproduction sampler. Does that appeal to you? Here is the last is an item that you might want me to include in the package. It was 125 designer borders, designs by Gloria and Pat, under license from Hallmark Cards. So this is a book with 125 borders. See if I can show you some of the borders. They're very 80s. The colors, oh my goodness, but you could totally modernize those colors if you liked any of the borders or the images. What else do we have? Holy moly. That's a lot of borders. So what was popular in the 80s? Flowers, teddy bears, ducks, bunnies. Yep, that's pretty much of what I remember about the 80s. Oh, look at those ducks. Can you see the ducks? They're all doing, like there's a fishing duck and a smiling duck and a duck with a flag, but they all have cute little sailor hats on. I don't know. Tell me what you think about the 80s coming back. Oh, here's a train and some chickens and some geese. So basically all the animals, all the non-threatening animals were popular in the 80s. You don't see a lot of leopards on here, or crocodiles, or pumas, porcupines. None of the dangerous animals. all the non-threatening animals in the softest pastel, non-threatening colors. What was going on in the 80s that we needed so much comfort? I don't know. So anyway, if you think any one of those should be included, and I'll tell you what they are again, you could say, you know, the border one, the unfinished one, the family one, the pin cushions, the farming rabbit, farmer hare, or the cats. If you think any one of those should be included in the 2,000 subscriber giveaway, let me know. Maybe I'll put in more than one. I've got more down in the box to show you later. So, what's coming up? Christmas. Finally, my husband went out last night and hunted down and brought back 2 pounds of raw peanuts so I can make peanut brittle after all. The whole family was worried. Probably not as worried as I was, but they pretended to be worried for me. So I'm going to be making preliminary peanut brittle to eat before the season, and then I'll make a second batch to eat on the occasion. But yeah, shopping, wrapping, decorating. Decorating takes about half an hour. Poof, the tree goes up, you plug it in, done. I'll get out my tree skirt, which you've already seen, and spread that around. And no, I never got it sent to the cleaners, but maybe next year. So here's what you should do. See me at the Jingle Ball. Say hi. If your preparations for the holiday the list gets too long, delegate it. Find out who that thing really matters to the most and ask them how much it matters to them. And they might go, I don't care if you don't make fruitcake. Right? Talk to people. Find out what really matters most to them and do those things. And do those things with intention and joy. And don't drive yourself crazy doing too much. It's good to have healthy personal boundaries about doing too much. Enjoy and celebrate. Celebrate. That is what the purpose is of this holiday, in my opinion. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I hope you go to the Jingle Ball. I'm looking for a really good hat. You'll have to find me to see if I found a good hat. But thank you again for your participation and your support. And I really enjoy making these Flosstube videos and chatting with all of you in the comments. So until next time, happy holidays and take good care of yourself. Goodbye, friends. Hey, so here I am on airtable.com, and this is the Airtable that I created. It's a relational database, and I created 4 tables. DMC inventory, where I typed in the name of every color number. I can also add an image, a picture of that color, if I wanted to go to websites, whoever sells DMC floss, and find an image of that color. I don't think I'll do that. I'll probably delete that column because I have the full, I have the thread card that shows all the colors in the threads. Then I have the product name. I got this number list and these names from Lord Libeden website. They have a lot of tools. They even have an inventory tool that you can download and save. I think it's in Google Sheets. Might be in Excel, I'm not sure. But that just didn't work for me. My brain wasn't set up. I couldn't understand if I typed something in one place, how it would affect anything else. So I have the DMC color number, the name from Lord Libeden's site. It's not the same necessarily that DMC calls it. DMC says they don't have names. So then where do I have this color? So like this 503, I don't have any. So there's no product or no project name and no quantity. I also have a column for notes and for needs. So blue, green, dark, number 501, I have 1 skein in 1 stitch at a time. Here's a color 605, cranberry. I have 1 skein and it's in my master set. So one thing I was going to show you that I have, so I also have a place where I can write down any orders that I make. So if I order floss, I'll make an entry here, who I ordered it from and what I ordered it for, just so I can keep track of if I buy something and then it comes in the mail or I get it home, where did I intend to put that? So here's a list of all my whips and the designer, when I started them, to the best of my knowledge, what their status is. I have a couple that I haven't started yet. And right here is a list of all the floss that's in that project and how much of it I have. Then I have a place with notes like this is a sal, this is my third start, this is on 32 count Murano. I could put whatever notes I wanted to, but it tells me what color of DMC that I have. So if I go back to my inventory, I know that Fruits of Plenty, I'm almost out of turquoise, which is this $5.97. So I can go over here to needs and add the Fruits of Plenty. So now I know when I go to floss needs, it says that I need these two colors for Fruits of Plenty. This one here, my Christmas tree, that's an experiment that I'm not ready to talk about yet, but I know I need a lot of colors for that, so I'm just keeping track of them here. So if I get a new kit, I will list it here and list all the floss. Then when I'm going to go shopping or prepare an order or go to Joann, I can just print this out and I'll have all the colors, and then when I get home, I'll know where they went. Or if I place an order, like with 123 Stitch or someplace else, I will transfer those numbers over to this order. So DMC inventory, if I get a new project and it calls for $8.97, I can just go to search, $8.97, and there is no $8.97. Let's say $8.42. $8.42. That is Wedgwood, and I have one skein in my master set. So I know that I could go take some of it, half of it, or I could take the whole thing, and then I would remove that it was in the master set, and I would add, there's all my projects, and I can just pick them off the list and add it to the database. Does that make sense? So that is my Airtable with all of my floss, how much I have, and where it's located. Thank you.